Okay, let's start it. Let's get started with
Yeah,
this.
let's go. You would go bigger probably, right?
This should be a limp. You don't really at 60. There should be. You mostly want to limp. There will be a little bit raising, but it doesn't make sense to raise queen 3. It makes more sense to go with some suited hands or like queen 8 off or like queen 9 off or something like that. So that makes a lot more sense. Like if he calls, like what are you going to do? Like out of position with queen 3 off. So does make sense.
Yeah, bet.
If
The answer is bet.
if he had 30 big blinds, yeah, this makes sense. But like
Yeah.
at 60, nope.
Okay.
I don't mind 3-betting here. I think it matters too much though. And mostly you should be folding. Is your plan to call the jam?
Yes, of course. So I mean against him for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that really sucked. So
yeah, like I don't mind just checking back here. If you're confident he's jamming offsuit aces and stuff over here like this, sure. But a lot of people will just open a rip them or something or raise, and they don't really looking to like jam this type of hand here. And in that case, it's going to be problematic as you won't have too much equity against his jamming range. You're probably gonna do fine still. Just against tighter players, I don't mind just checking back.
yeah, I mean I would not do it with ace 9. So
Damn, this guy's just like
this guy was so annoying. Yeah, I mean I hero called him final 4 tables or so, and he was so mad, like he was typing in chat and stuff. I hero called him correctly, and he was steaming pretty hard. So that was like personal. He just kept rejamming, but I just kept folding. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go make it too personal in general.
Yeah, exactly. So I let them do it, but I'm not doing it myself.
I don't
Yeah, that
mind
sucked.
calling, but I kind of think like just make it 9 or 10 and be like done with the hand. Like the problem is you're just gonna miss here. Like what you gonna do now? Like
The thing is that this guy was just
this is too
pretty
wide.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Agree.
he can
This
be
is very unreasonable.
he can be a, like first of all if you just like too wide, you kind of want to take it down over here by raising, and over here I guess this is fine. I don't mind raising either on the flop. But over here, even though you probably need to defend, it's like with ICM, it's going to be really difficult for you to defend here.
Yeah, I hate it.
And another thing is like, if he barrels, he's very likely to triple it off. So he had sevens, like he had a hand.
Yeah. That was for sure a mistake.
I would size slightly bigger here in general. Yeah. Don't mind defending against the min here. I think we can get away defending. If he's really aggressive, I don't mind just folding this. You still need to VP or limp about like 80, 85. But if he's really aggressive, I don't mind just giving this one up.
Yep.
Yeah, defend. As long as you don't fold, everything is good. Just raise or call, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to ask actually. Like in game, I felt like we can probably check raise a bunch here with the 10 of diamonds, but I wasn't sure, so I thought that calling's never bad. But I just had it in my head that raising is probably an option here, right?
I kind of think because it's such a dry board that you probably want to stick more towards calling, but sometimes raising should be fine. But if it would be like King 8-7 or something, I would be more inclined to raise that one, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this. Don't mind bluffing, maybe? Nah, just call against this size. And he gave up. Yeah, that's fine. If people overfold, you can bet your range here. You could also make argument you don't want to bet the range because you have, well, basically the nuts.
Yeah, because they overfold, right?
This should be overbet. Also, I don't mind putting it.
I'm not really sure, man. I mean, here in this final two table situation, really, you would still overbet?
I just like I can't see him.
There's so much pressure on him. So, like, usually I would overbet, but in this spot, I would probably not go overpot. So, yeah, I could be wrong.
Like he still needs to defend close to MDF. So once we get to the turn, it is unlikely he's gonna have too many a6, so his most defense will come from king x and 6x and 9x. I don't mind check raising here or like x overbetting to river either to have like covered different, basically to cover different lines. To put it in those ranges as well. Yeah.
This fucking guy.
No respect whatsoever. Yeah, just fold. Fold. Yeah, I think I kind of think you kind of wanna size up. It comes down to what is he like? How much a6 does he have? Again, don't mind check raising, overbetting turns, check raising turns. Like mostly like I'm mixing in a lot of hands into a lot of different ranges. So I will be like somewhat unpredictable, and I can like go pretty wide with stuff. This is fault. Okay, limp range. I'll probably raise here. I don't think it's going to be 100% raise though. I don't mind going like 2.5x here either. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was AFK or so. I think that...
What the fuck? Randomly, like, oh, maybe I wasn't there. Like, what the fuck?
So, it looked like we want to open this always still pretty much. I mean, the only excuse could probably be this Natrium guy on the button if he's like 3-betting a shit ton, and then this Adelson guy who is also re-raising all the time. Like, if they are just too aggressive against my open here, then we could probably fold.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just think this is going to be still open, and the idea being like you can defend against 3-bets enough here. So even if you open this type of range, I know. Let's put this one in. For example, just let's start with this. 24%. If he 3-bets you, you need to defend about 8% of this range. So it's not going to be that hard to get to the 8% of the defending the range over here against this guy. So you can easily open here. Doesn't really matter. Also, you can like go even wider with jams. If you think he's like overdoing, yeah, like you're blinked, you died here. Just open. Let's go back here. One thing is, if you think he's like overdoing it, the question will be like, will he be overdoing it against 2.5x and 3x as well? And you can introduce different opening sizes over here, or just use one size or two size, or is like, do you think he's or like 3-betting really aggressively against your 3x, 2.5x min raise? Like, if you think like, let's say he's 3-betting you very aggressively against 2x, but he is like not doing it enough against 2.5x or 2.7x, just size up. Like,
yeah, definitely. I should consider that more. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. So I think the Queen Jack offsuit is a bit closer here with this Adelson guy on the button. I mean, I rather open Ace 8 here than The queen jack offsuit.
Wow, please don't call, please don't call. Please don't fold, be there!
Call? Are you kidding me?
Who knows? Maybe it wasn't there. AFK. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Don't mind betting the flop. Like,
I mean,
okay.
the flop should be like
Okay, if
insanely high check. So
okay, yeah. But if you don't think he's going to do bet you, like basically, what's his counter if you're going to bet the range here? What is his counter strategy? What does he need to do for
raise
that?
is gonna go up. I mean, his raise is supposed to go up, but I mean, he's not supposed to raise on the monotone board anyways, really, in position. So
yeah, so he can't do much. Like he's not gonna do much about it, and he can obviously overfold as well. I don't mind checking though. I think it's definitely fine. I think you need to bet here. You want to get value from spades, and I would raise here. If you check, you need to raise.
I think we just what I thought is that that we for sure, like no doubt, we have some ace-x that check back again. Probably quite some actually.
I just think you want to have a spade. Like you're gonna have so many ace-x with a spade here, or then x with a spade.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would just go for a small check raise for protection. I would make really small raise here. I don't think you need to go any big, and you just want to make sure you get value. And I'd probably go like 12 big blinds. I think this is probably slightly too big. Yeah, I don't get
boring.
I don't get why people don't raise this, but even though like he's probably not gonna get like value. What's your thoughts over here?
I mean, my thought is that I'm using this a lot, like, but I will also try not to overdo it. Like, I take these spots all the fucking time, and I think that time I decided to not go with it.
Yeah.
And we are not using it pure, so
yeah, that's fine.
But this category is gonna be fine, and if we have like the suited ones, we use more.
Yep. So
yeah, and again, we could also make it like 7 blinds here, for example, or 6 maybe rather. We could also jam probably.
Yeah. I'm more in the camp of this depends on your opponent, obviously, but I'm more in the camp of jamming because people are opening too wide of a range here. So if you think about too wide of a range, what do you think this guy's opening range can be? How wide do you think he can fold or open here?
I mean, what he is supposed to open or what he is opening?
Like, from what point he's not going to he's going to overfold against 3-bets, and because of the fold I could like he can only call so much.
I mean, so I would assume that he's probably supposed to open like pretty tight, maybe 30%, 35%. So pretty tight for a button open range. So yeah, I would assume 25 to 30%.
Yeah,
what he's gonna open.
I think after 30 it's gonna get quite bad. Give me a second. I'm gonna okay, whatever. Let's put this one in. But I assume this is going to be around 30. So if he opens more than 30, he's going to be pretty easy to start to attack him quite a while. So over here, as you can already see, is he opens 36, you get to jam 37, and he needs to call this range. Actually, let's change this one up. I think he's probably not going to have some of these hands. It's probably opening these. It's not gonna open these, obviously. Like let's make it 30.
Yeah, it looks good.
I see my are so slow. So His calling range, probably something like this, maybe. Ace 10 off, maybe. So if he opens 30 and calls you with 7, it will become really close, probably jam. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to be very sensitive, around 30-35% open, and the idea is
Yep.
it's so easy for him to open too much here. Against either guys, I don't mind either 3-bet non-all-in or a call, but against guys who open too much, you just need to either 3-bet non-all-in or rip it.
Yeah, I mean the non-all-in is going to also work pretty well if they open too much. Yeah, my thoughts, I guess you want to hear. So, I mean, usually we could never fold. I would say.
Yeah, I'm like.
I think that he's like. I mean, the HUD doesn't work, right? So I think that this guy was just very tight, and against the half pot, I decided to fold, and against the 1/3, I would still call.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't mind like. I guess his range like.
The thing is, like, the few bluffs he has are going to be ace-x, which I block, and then he has a lot of king-x and broadways that, I don't know, we are just in a bad shape pretty much.
Well, the question is, will he split his sizes here? If he splits sizes, I think it's easy fold. If he uses a small bet here and half-pot bet like he does, like half-bet size is probably not going to construct, the range is not going to be constructed well enough that you can like give this one up. In cases he uses two sizes, and that will also open up for you to you probably get to attack a smaller bet size slightly more, so it makes sense. But obviously, like we don't know at this point if he's if he does that. Yep. I kinda like to block here, really small. Check calling obviously fine as well. That's fine. Yeah, I think too many players trying to like get it in, run it in these type of spots. I think for the most part you need to check call here.
Yeah, we need an overcard pretty much to raise.
Yeah, and also with ICM, I think it's going to be like if you raise like 4 here and it jams, you need to actually fold. If I don't remember exactly, but I think that was the case a lot of times. Yeah, just fold. Again, just mix in sometimes. Call?
Yeah, we hate to see the big size.
Again, I'd like to block here. Oh man.
I hated it. I tanked so long, and I was just talking on the stream that I mean that they are not capable enough. So also with this size, I don't know. I think I just mucked it. But I don't know. I also hated that. Like I hated everything.
I'm actually thinking even raising here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind to jam.
You're more happy to call like against 2/3 here, I think, or kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
Exactly, because they don't have this.
This is so weird size.
It sucks.
But
exactly what I said.
But I do think you probably need to still call here. Like it at least mixes into a call, even though it kind of feels like you're gonna lose so much.
The solver would never fold.
Probably. You're just so high up on your range. So this is final label now, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No need to be dumb. What do you think this jam EV is?
Low. I think that is actually a fold. I think I reviewed it, to be honest. I think it's so stupid. Like in a solver does actually just muck it pre-flop, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Solver also does build actually a jamming range over here. But
yeah, so that
probably...
pocket eights are jamming and sevens are folding, I think. So
Yeah,
this was a little bit.
I mean, like, you need to like figure out how you building your range. But like, wouldn't shock me to see solver building something along these lines of
Yeah, it will look like
range.
that. It will look like that. Yeah, ace jack offsuit, ace queen
Yeah.
offsuit, and then we have some suited
And you
broadways, and
don't,
then
and you cannot study all the spots like, oh, I need to jam mates, I'm gonna fold sevens. Like, fuck that. Like, it's just
yeah,
like to understand.
I knew that it was close. I knew that I'm folding sixes and that I'm always jamming eights. So on sevens was like.
Yeah. So the EV of sevens like kind of 0.01. So it's like really close. But I don't mind. I don't mind the jam. I think it's kind of like, as long as you understand you're taking a very break-even-ish spot and the way the range will be built out, you want to probably size a little bigger here. The idea is you're gonna open quite a strong range, so it makes probably a little bit more sense for you to open a slightly bigger size because of your tight range. I haven't really run too many tests on this, but that's just something I logically started to think lately, and like some sims suggest that.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just in my sims, the min raise is always chosen, like always, literally. There are some few exceptions where there's like a 10 blind stack in the big blind.
There is something with the middle stacks. There is something with the middle stacks though. And if you run 8 maxim with middle stacks and stuff, there is something about that. You want like yeah, like I don't really mind min raise. I'm typically using 2.2 because like I don't really care too much. Yeah, fold. Yeah. Okay. Let's fold.
Did I raise?
No.
Okay, I did not raise. I did not ISO. Okay.
This is final table now, yes. So, I don't mind checking back. I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
too much.
but we will for sure ISO some amount of the time, right?
I didn't remember if I ran any sims. Like, he's not supposed to be limping here. That's like that's the idea. So if he's not supposed to be limping, like I haven't really run too many.
Yeah. What are your thoughts when people limp here?
Like if I think I ran some of that. If they limp there, you just get to go really polarized. You cannot go linear with ISOs, and once you go with a polarized range, you will be, well, you don't really get to ISO too much for value. So we can't really go too wide with bluffs either. And by polarized, I think King 2 stuff and the Ace 2 stuff and that type of stuff makes a lot of sense.
So basically, when they limp, they will have a very polarized range, right? So they will
you
just
want
have...
to ISO polarized range to make.
But they no, I mean what they are limping when they limp. I know that they are not supposed to limp, but when they limp, what?
I don't know what they're limping. They're not supposed to be limping, so I have no idea what they're limping. Jam 20 here? No. There is I'm gonna put it in ICM. Jamming 20 big blinds in final table is very hard to make too much money. If you like open rip 20, it's really challenging to make money.
Don't we have this spot in the but there's no limping, right?
That's the thing. There is no limping. That's why I don't know what the exact answers are, but it's going to be polarized because well, you can take your equity or you can like ruin your equity. So it must be polarized. So yeah, this is like solver thing. He limps. First of all, let's make his range more realistic. Doubt he's gonna have too much of this stuff. People tend to jam this, but yeah, like it's really hard to even like range what the fuck he's
I think that they will mostly have garbage, and then they will have some very strong hands, like when weaker opponents limp there. So that's just my read pretty much on their range. So because they understand that jamming aces kings sucks, so they will limp that, and maybe even min raise, you don't know. And then also the very bottom.
Ace king, you can ISO and call off the jam. Somebody asking the chat. But yeah, like another problem is like it's really hard to know if he's like balanced with the limps. Obviously, if he overfolds, it's easy to ISO way more. Wow, this.
Yeah, guys, just read the title of the stream. It will answer a lot of your questions.
You see, you can't jam anything. It likes to jam a6 because you're blocking aces basically. I don't know why it comes up with this shit. Like this is something you see all the time, though.
Yeah, 6 deuce offsuit. Let's go.
And this is his calling range. You see, if he calls a6, you can jam a6. If he calls all the king x, you want to jam king x because, well, you want to block him. ICM, like all the final tables in ICM, it's just such a heavy blockers game.
Yep.
Call 2-bet. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we just win always, pretty much, right? So.
Like my problem is these guys are like having a6, but then again, if he has aces, probably he's calling still as well. Wow.
Okay.
Tried to trap you.
So, yeah, he owned himself pretty hard, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, after I check back the turn on that river, I'm not gonna bluff too often, I would think.
Why? You should bluff quite a bit here. Like, first of all, you need to defend quite a wide range over here. And on the river, after check, you're gonna have a decent amount of error here. At least you should have. You should bluff a lot here. Like, also, what is this guy's strongest hand on the river for the most part? He's gonna have some 7x, some 5x, and maybe some 8x. He doesn't really have, depending how wide he limps, but like if you look at this range, look at all of this shit. He's gonna have a lot of random stuff that you can get him fold. King highs, queen high, I guess that's a pair. Jack highs. So you're gonna need to bluff here quite a bit. Also, you want to value bet your 8x, queen x, even though you're mostly betting those earlier, 7x, some 5x, maybe even want to value bet, even though that might be a little bit juicy for final table. But like you're gonna have a decent amount of value, so you will need to have a decent amount of bluffs, right?
What are your main hands that you check back on the turn that you would bluff on the river then? So
I will mix probably 7x, some 8x, and that's about it.
What? 7x? No. What you bluff on the river? I mean.
Oh.
So what you check back on the turn and then bluff on the river. So I mean, we probably have some 6x. We probably have 10-9. Or.
Yeah, 10-9, Jack 9, Jack 10. I'm actually thinking like maybe like this king high might be even like one you want to put in that range. Nah. But like it feels like you have showdown value.
I mean, we have way too much showdown value. So I would be fucking shocked if we ever bluff king here.
Can Jargo stream more often? Yeah, I'm actually thinking of streaming 5 days a week now, but not poker only. Because I cannot play.
Chess or what?
What? Yeah, chess.
Or what?
I don't know. It's maybe some other video games.
I mean, I have an 800 rating or so. Maybe we should play some heads up.
800. Chess. You're gonna get annihilated if you have 800
yeah.
only.
What do you have? You have 400 or so, right?
Bro, the other day I beat some 2000 elo guys.
What?
Yeah.
Nah. That's gotta be a lie.
Okay, let's look at this up. I think I'm 1600 in lead chess at the moment. And I have played less than 1000 games.
Oh, no, you actually have games?
Yeah, in lead chess.
Oh.
Sorry guys. Sorry guys, this is going to be a she's stuck now. Like my puzzle, shit, she almost got 2200 at some point, I think. You see, I'm here.
Oh, you actually have games. Okay, yeah, you would fucking smash me. But then you should play Lord Barry here. You're on a similar level. Or Ike. Ike. He's also pretty good, I think.
But
I thought you had like 600, 700, and you would play for fun sometimes. So
I do play for fun. So all in?
Yeah, but I thought you had like sub 20 games or so.
Nah. But a lot of those games I played like a few years ago, and it's like just bullets I used to play. Don't mistake Jargo for Donka just. Hope Donka is in the chat.
Yeah, maybe it was Tonka.
I think Donka is like 800 or something. Yeah? You're planning on going to Big Blind, right?
Yes, I would assume so. I mean, him for sure.
It like over here, I can see get behind folding against some guys, and I can get like exploitively folding because I don't think a lot of guys will jam wide enough. But like for the most part,
he's probably gonna rejam King Deuce
like
against me. Oh.
for the most part, what's going to happen here is people are still gonna jam all day six, and you're gonna be ahead, so ahead. So it's really hard to fold here. But like if you're playing some nits, you can exploit people. Yeah.
Nit fold. Okay.
Nah, fuck that. Your defending range will be really tight against this type of open. Okay, limp range. Don't mind betting flop. You need to take this hand and bluff at some point. I don't think you get to showdown with this one and win.
Agree.
Okay, you bluff the river. That's fine. I kind of think I want to bluff on the thirds mostly though. You have two overs to 9, 6, and 4. Yeah, just click it. Could go even smaller if you can. Oh shit, look at this stacks. Yeah. This is a spot where like opening ace deuce off is probably better than like opening like jack 10 suited. Just because of all of these stacks.
Yes, we have the payouts. Jargo. See, the first guy is asking for the payouts. Finally. We have it prep.
Finally somebody asked it. Yeah? I guess just hope for the showdown. Wow, king 3, huh? That's pretty nice.
Yeah, there I wasn't sure. So curious to hear your thoughts. So this is nearly like I wasn't sure if we want to just check here a bit more.
I think this might be just jam on the flop.
Okay.
Kind of feels like you don't have enough equity to jam, but like the idea of jamming is this guy's calling range. He might even have to probably fold some king X if you jam, but he might not do it, so he might be overcalling. So that is like one thing that might come in here. The idea is like if you look all of these stacks, like okay, let's put it in ICM Master. Yeah, jam on the flop, laughing my ass off. Yeah, people don't really think about this, but like this is like how this ICM shit plays out. Like if you had a flush draw here, it's like all the flush draws probably just rip it in. So the idea over here is this guy's bubble factor is 1.8. So let me put it where it is just to show people. So 1.8. This is going to be around 14% risk premium. So this is all in risk premium. So what's going to happen is if you jam over here, you are going to activate about that much risk premium for him. And for him to start making call, like he's not gonna get to the pot odds that easily, even with weak holdings. So it does make a sense to have a jamming range here, even though it is 3x overbet jam. But yeah, not 100% sure about this one, but I don't mind betting small. I would barrel. I would go small again. Like, basically, if you think about your bluffs will be mostly ace-x here, and this makes most sense. You basically unblocking everything. Bluff, please. Man, you need to bluff. What is your bluffs on the river if you don't bluff this? Again, you don't.
I mean, this seems very good. So I'm not really sure what I did here. I don't know why I pussied out. So
yeah, it makes sense to not always bluff here because you don't really have that many jack X either. But still, I can see.
maybe I thought on the turn that my suits suck to barrel, but that should be pretty irrelevant.
Yeah, I'd still like to bluff here. What is he going to do if you rip? Just rip a lot.
Not much.
Ripping it helps to activate the guy's risk premium. Okay, that's whatever.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. What do you do?
I might go with a linear 3-bet here with my range, but that doesn't feel right. But the idea of being a linear, actually you can't. The guy will wreck you so hard with 4 bets. Yeah, I'd call here. I'd call. And this is fold.
Vamos.
Yeah, let's be a nit. Depends how wide he opens. Because these guys are really small. I tend to think people are playing more like either side here, which they obviously should. So I don't mind calling. If you think he's out of line, I don't mind ripping it in his face as well. Call.
Yeah.
Fold.
BBZ here, and I'm just announcing our brand new ICM course on bbzpoker.com. The new ICM course we think is going to be a game changer for our audience. For the most part, in final tables, as we approach final tables, once we get into the money, we use inside BBZ radically different strategies than what we use in other scenarios, and we don't actually see that from a lot of our opponents. And we think that this is just something that will add a lot of value, open up a lot of eyes in terms of what we're doing differently, and ultimately improve win rates. So you can again find that on bbzpoker.com. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks very much.
Wait, how?
Even can you go back to the King 6? Yeah, it's not great when they jam, right? But we have to call it off.
Nah, if I steal here, I fold to everybody. Fuck that.
Against Nuke, you would fold? Okay.
Yeah, like think about how strong of a range he will jam still. And it will hurt. Like I think you must call if you add like 50 bigs. It's going to be different, but like he can hurt your stack. He has 8.4 big blinds. He can hurt your stack. Like if you lose against this guy, you're gonna be down to 16 big blinds. So your risk premium against this stack, even though you cover, is probably around 7% or so.
We just need to call 6 into 12. Pretty much.
Yeah, like it's going to be like I guess we can run it. But to me, it just seems like I just think his range is going to be so strong, and your risk premium with your stack, even if you add 30, I'm like okay-ish with that, I guess. But like, I just think you're a little bit too close with this guy, and your risk premium against this stack is going to be high enough, even though it is like 8 big blinds.
Can you just run it quickly?
It is running.
So, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So fuck this guy. Also, like opening king six, I'm not against it, but it kind of looks like wide open. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put in the pushing range ourselves, anyways. King six has too much equity raise fall against 8 big blind. In chip PV, in final label, probably not. It's all about how these two stacks are like. What's the hijack against small blind? You have only 5%, 4%. Okay, like even against 16%, you cannot call. Even against 16%, you cannot call.
Okay.
This guy is like, these guys are so short. And it's not like big stack is opening wide range. Like you're opening quite a tight range, so I would assume this guy is probably going to jam something along these lines. Maybe even tighter. And against that, like, it wouldn't shock me to see you need to fold ace 9 here, for example.
Do you think that Nuke would fold King Jack suited, Queen Jack suited?
I am having an assumption here. Like, the problem jamming over here is basically exactly why we're looking at this spot. This is like, if it jams 10%, you need to fold ace 10 off here. Now,
yeah, that's sick.
Let's say you open dirty and you are dumb enough to call with your whole range because you think at this big blind level there is no fold equity.
That was rude, by the way.
What is rude? So, as you can see, this is what is supposed to be jamming now, if you call with your whole range. And a lot of people make mistakes at these spots thinking like, yo, this is what's going to happen.
The guy has too much ego.
What's your calling range over here?
Yeah, not this.
Yeah, like,
so
it is kind of like, you probably need about 43% equity. So the other way you can think about it is like, you're gonna have like decent risk premium, maybe even 5% risk premium over here. So as you can see, Ponath says 41, so we would need 46% equity here to call, and this will be a break even against 28%. I don't believe people will jam this wide though. What's the risk premium? Is jamming cutoff? Okay, it's 5%, I think. But yeah, I'm typically folding here always.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably not with bluffs. Also, you're gonna have such a strong range here that you open probably it's fine.
Would you jam there against a better opponent sometimes? Or do you think that we are just...
It's so hard to give people credit to have a bluffs here, I think. Also, like, if you think about your opening range, you probably won't open more than 15% here, I would say. Maybe you get to 18. So if you think you're going to open about 15%, you need to jam 5%, let's say. Like this is already like your defense against 3 bets because he chooses 2.5x size. You actually, I can see you having a calling range here. Against smaller size it and smaller stacks in general. Whenever it's 2.5x, you actually need to defend a little bit more. It goes to 40, maybe sometimes 50. So even if you like start calling few of these hands, like it's pretty easy to get to high VPIP here. By high I mean like to 7%, which is like half of your range basically. If you open like 18, it's around 40. So you don't need to like use this. It's just like exercise you can do to see like how your range will go. What do we think he can? How wide can he open? And these are the hands. If he opens, if he's on a looser end, I just think you want to rip this one in. If he's on that,
he's probably gonna go pretty wide here, wider than he should.
Yeah, but like my biggest problem in these spots are, okay, let's say he's not supposed to be opening too wide, but the problem with opening here is people tend to extend their calling range as well. So against 23% open, we get to jam 18% in case he's going to go with this range. Let's edit this. Let's put these in. Let's say this is his range. I don't know, 30. But now the idea is he's probably still going to call you about like 13% over then for sure. And like that's what causes problems here. Obviously it's going to be fine if he calls with then. Hard to believe he's gonna fold this one. Actually, like I don't know. Maybe it is like nah, even like adjusting this by 2.5% or whatever it is, your jamming range will tighten up now to like 15% or like 12% probably.
And another thing is that I think that the 9x is especially bad still.
Oh wow, even then. So yeah, it's like it's going to be really sensitive. Obviously, if he opens 35-40, it's just a slam dunk jam. He's not going to be able to call you with like you don't know. Some idiots will be like, yo, I'm not gonna fold to this fucker, and you're gonna be fucked in this case. So you get to just jam to your value in those cases. Oh, what a stupid spot.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer here is going to be honest. I do think you kind of want to call probably. Can you bluff the river here? Like you don't have any other hands, and clubs won't matter. If he had a clubs, he probably would get it in somewhere in the hand, I would assume. So actually, I guess he can check back clubs, but like I'm kind of thinking of bluffing because like what else can you bluff here? You're gonna have few 5x if you even want to defend 5x on the flop. You're gonna have king x, ace x, and missed flush draws, I guess. If you wanna like go with the missed flush draws, I guess just check because of the missed flush draws. Wow.
Yeah, that was insane. That was pretty insane, yeah. No idea what he was doing, but good for us, I guess.
It doesn't really matter if you bet, you just fold. But yeah, I guess you have other missed flush draws and stuff to bluff here, and you don't need to turn a pair into a bluff.
Oh, there's one spot coming up that you will hate.
Oh. How wide can it jam here?
I mean, this not. I mean, the worst hand I'm gonna jam is probably like 10-9 suited. Maybe Jack-9, Jack-10 suited.
Yeah. I think that yeah, like I wouldn't have jammed this as either, but like it kind of feels really close. But the problem with this one is like it's going to have a lot of assumption. Like this is Nash in this spot, and there is a lot of assumptions. We can like adjust this all-in strategy. Also, you're not going to jam aces and kings probably here, so you need to take some of the bottom out. But like, if you jam, got off calling range, it's okay. Small blind getting it in, looks fine. Big blind, I don't know. Actually, this might look even fine. I do think people might call it a slightly wider big blind, but like this actually does look quite fine ranges, I would say. But now the problem here is button bush, small blind call against button. Now people are folding ace jack off and sevens here, and we can like change this. Actually, this is probably too wide. People are not gonna call this wide. And blind versus blind, this and this. Okay.
No, limp is not happening, Slacker.
Yeah, there is no limping in final tables besides small blind. Don't use the limping strategy. So as you can see, if you adjust slightly everybody's ranges, we can see this is like getting pretty far off, and it does go like still 19%, but adjusting like making modest adjustments and read on your table is already quite a quite sensitive, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, this you will probably hate. So
Just fold. This guy
yeah,
3x before with queens, right? Or was
yeah.
it
So
this
that was
guy?
my problem. Like I was not really sure how
You,
his
you,
3x range is gonna look like. So
you have zero fold equity here. That means if you go all in, you need to be ahead of this guy, probably. Do you think Esten will be ahead of his 3x opening range? Is the question.
it just
Probably
depends. I mean, you can run it, and ace 10 will probably always be a rejam. Like you have to give him such a tight range.
I don't fucking think so. Obviously, it depends how you're ranging the guy, but like I have really hard, like.
Yeah, so I think it matters that he opens into the big stack, and to me it looks like he really does not
Opening
want
into
to
a big stack?
into the big blind. I mean, sorry, into the short stack in the big blind, and to me it looks like that he really does not want to get called.
Yeah, and that's problem. Like if I had to put a range to that guy who doesn't want to get called, like I would range him something like along these lines, I would say.
Yeah, but that would, for me, that would also include all the ace X pretty much, because he wants to get it in, but he doesn't really want to play post flop with these offsuit ace X. So if he has
I don't
like
think
ace
he's gonna
suits,
like
okay.
like go with all, like I think that's like pretty strong
But
read.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
I understand what you mean now. But I don't think he is gonna have aces there and kings and queens probably.
So if he just made it 2x, I would probably jam. But it's so weird because the jam also gets more attractive because it is 3 bigs.
Yeah, like. And look at this. If you push, he's supposed to actually have a folding range. Actually, maybe it does go like fine if he's like. Also, I think like there is the problem of like these guys get to collide as well. As like big blind needs to deal with it, small blind needs to deal with it as well. And it's not like that simple to play against 3x. Small blind strategy against 3x automatically will be 3-bet non all in and 3-bet jam. So if you don't have folding range, you're dense plus ace queen ace jack suited here against this 15% range. So in general, like because we cannot we don't know what is he doing, what his range is, and
Yeah, nice.
to,
I mean,
to,
it's
to me
better
it's
than I
just
thought.
like skip the spot, move on to the next one, like
Okay.
like because like with the like probably with the best assumptions you're getting this just like plus CV, like, and
Yeah.
this takes like the best assumptions, and it's easily could be just dead. So I would say just go with fold here.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Thanks. It's better than I thought it was in game. That's cool to see.
Yeah, like if you don't know the answer in general and you're uncertain about the answer, but like it's not going to apply to everybody. But if you do work on your game, your answers will get quite close. Every time you feel it's going to be close, like you can study everything. You're gonna study the spots. You're gonna get the feels. Okay, I'm close, but this might be close with like different assumptions. All of that. You just go ahead and be like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just fucking go ahead and play dight here and fold. Like that's fine. Like you're not gonna make a mistake. You just need to identify the close spots. That's basically what you want to know. Am I close? Am I bottom with my range? And then take like some other assumptions, like maybe the table is playing really spewy, and you see like EV of just EV of folding going up quite a bit. So this guy is doing this stupid. I just put him to jam. I would assume people will go wider than than what it shows, but I'm not fucking sure. Maybe he's not jamming all of this. Like people don't do, like. Do you think people will not jamming like ace five here, like ace deuce off? I don't know.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was just reading chat.
Do you think people jamming like ace deuce off, ace five here with them big blinds into a short stack?
Not really. I mean, so Nuke was like the only good reg at the table, and I think that he would probably like he would still have a min raise range. I think.
Yeah. That's another thing. I don't think he's gonna have like this queens plus stuff, kings plus. But yeah, still fold. Ace nine off, ace eight suited, fives. Pretty tight range here, I'd say, against 25 big blinds. That's how you need to play with 10 big blinds. Again, you're still going to have risk premium about like 3-4% over here. So if he jams, what you have 9, so you need about like 39% equity plus risk premium 3-4%. So let's say you're gonna need 42% equity, something along those lines. Let me see if I have some sim.
We have 6 blinds in the small blind actually, in the course.
I have 7 big blind on a small blind here. One thing I have noticed here, I did run some stuff, is I don't think you have a limping range here. The way Solver actually likes to do it is you to build a min raising range here, or like 2.2, whatever you fancy on a small blind. So this is the same 13, 35, 20, 50, and 7 small blind 25s. It's similar, I'd say. As you can see, you don't really get the limp here. You just go with like this min raise with 7 big blinds. And 8-6 off, in like, I would just fall here. But it is
Okay.
that was
interesting.
That was something interesting. I noticed that like if you allow min raising here at 7 big blinds, it kind of likes to min raise. Maybe I should run more sims with like try to min raise blinders blind, see what happens. Okay. You need to bet here. Yeah. What?
Yeah, insanity.
Okay. Depends on the guy. Also, he did use a 3x, so If he mixes his sizes, it's possible that his 2x size might be really fold happy, and on a weaker side with more polarized. Just things to pay attention to. You're sure suck jam. Like, no excuse here. This is.
Oh, I timed out.
Oh, okay.
I timed out. Yeah, that was after break, and
yeah, you should
yeah,
not time out. Dude, you're playing final table, like,
yeah, I was on fucking
who
break.
cares?
I was sprinting back, man. It sucked.
I don't mind jamming here. Again, depends on the guy. If I expect fold equity, rather jam. If I don't expect much fold equity, it's a call. But I'd have bought it probably, but it makes sense to go this as well. Yeah, with ICM is.
I mean, it's actually a problem at a final table because usually breaks always go a little bit longer, but at a final table, it will always be the first tournament that is going to be back from break.
Yeah, well, take shorter breaks.
Nope, mistake.
Yeah, this is obviously fine. Huh. I don't mind opening here. Think you're gonna wanna open. I don't mind folding, but I'd be really tempted to start fucking with this guy. Like, he opens like every fucking late position he can. Like, if you see that much opening, obviously it's like very limited sample, but like to me it's like, yo, what are you doing, man? Like, you're playing too aggressive. Like, it's not only like these opens, it's just like you're playing too aggressively for me. And I can take advantage of this by being really aggressive towards 3-bet jamming against you.
Yeah, I was probably very annoyed as well by that guy. But what are you doing with a 7-5 offsuit there for 15 bigs? Do you still call or?
I probably fold. Like, I don't really do it. I used to do this shit. If I thought if I think this guy opens like 35% or 40% or something, I'm just gonna rip it in here. But I'm streaming. I don't do that on streams. That's not exactly how I build my range, unless I'm like very certain the guys weighed you out offline. And that was more like a like lower end meat stick stuff that I did. So, like, if he opens this range, like, it's super fucking hard for him to start calling me down. And 14%, yeah, like, my typical thinking in these spots are like, people are really tight because of the way all the stacks are. You will be put a lot of pressure on, and like, if I think like something like this happens where he opens 40, folds 10%, or he opens 50 even worse, it's like super easy to get to hundo. So as you can see, it's profitable. Like, it's super profitable to just put everything in. But again, like, you need to be pretty certain, and I don't know. Some people might have problems like looking at dumb, but like, if he tells me he opens 50% here and calls me with 10%, I'm jamming any two here, and I don't fucking care if he have aces. Be careful. I do think it's fine to open, but be careful to not open too much yourself in these spots.
Of course, he rejammed.
Like, I don't mind like opening too much in general, but like, if people jam too much against you, you will be exploited probably. This kinda like, meh. I don't mind folding pre-flop here, to be honest. It is ICM. You probably should be folding here, to be honest. No folding on the flop.
Oh god, this sucked.
Bet the turn, bro.
Yeah.
I guess because you have open ender, it makes sense that you just gonna bet the river. Oh, come on, you have 5 high, bro. What are you thinking of beating? Like splitting against deuce 3? Deuce 4? Like, you can't have any worse hands here. Just bet. It kind of looks like you do a floating, and you're missing out on the bluffs on the turns and rivers, which is.
So I think that I clearly missed a bluff on the river, so that was just pretty terrible.
Yeah, and like
I'm not really sure why I did that. I said something on stream, but
yeah,
I don't remember it. I mean, on the turn with the flush draw and the open ender, I think that
it's fine, yeah. But you need to bluff the river. But I'm just saying, like, you should pay attention to this after you have call, like basically turn and river bluffs. Pay attention to those, as even though it is final table, it is possible that your ranges are going to be a little bit too strong when you're missing a lot of bluffs on turns and rivers on check or bet call check lines and check bet or no bet call check lines, and like those are like basically these are the lines that you really want to attack. A lot of like most of the players, like, because they fuck up their the way they playing to flop, they are unbalanced after this check a lot, or like this is the game tree now. Once this starts, the game tree opens up where there is shitloads of EV. And I'm not talking about final tables, I'm just talking in general. Like, you need to, like, even if he starts betting here, 2 bets, or turn 2 bets, check, he bets, you need to have a raising range now. These are like spots where if he fucks up and bets a little bit too much value on, either he bets too much value on the flop, or he checks too much value on the flop. Both things. Like, these are the lines where you can like exploit him, go really hard against a lot of guys.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't know. I just lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, just
I thought that for some stupid reason I thought probably that he's gonna call too often, but I mean,
yeah,
that's just
I
terrible.
don't really like if I do,
that was just fucking terrible by me to not bet on the river. So
like
I like the turn check, but
yeah,
the river check is just stupid as shit.
I don't really like think about like I'm worried about him doing something like that's his like that's his game, like that's his problem, not yours. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah, we are heads up now. So that was very nice.
That went quickly. Is there a lot of heads up hands?
No. I mean, 5 or 6 or so. I think maybe it was 20, so maybe, but it felt like very few. So
there are a few.
I'm so terrible at heads up, but this was also quite the challenge. Like, he had a pretty sick lead. Yeah.
Okay, so typically, like, this will apply like way more. I guess it applies high stakes as well, but like for most part, if you play a lot of random people, you should have a lot quite a decent edge in heads up. And what I do is I mix up a lot of strategies in general. Obviously, like at 15 big blinds, you don't really have room for it. But like just mixing up, like the other day I played Bounty Builder 109 final table. I got to the heads up. I started off by quite an aggressive racing range, and he seemed to be like playing against that pretty well. And then I started limping, and I felt like after I limp, his post-flop strategies got really weak, and he was overfolding. So, like, those are the things I'm gonna try out, especially against like random players in final tables. So yeah, this should be fine. Okay. Yeah, not much to do there. Yeah, don't mind checking either. I don't think you want a barrel here. Like,
yeah, I hate it.
You have a pair. You don't need to like. You have showdown over here. Even like betting flop is like, ugh.
Yeah, and then we even get jammed, so we just get max punished even.
Yeah. Bet. Again, play more aggressively these lines. Like, you get to the turn with really wide range with open ender. I understand you want to go with the check call line, but like, for him, it's not that simple to defend MDF if you bet one here. He's in position. He needs to over defend MDF, and people like struggle with that. Yeah, like bitwise. That's fine. I don't mind betting either. You cannot fold here. Like, if you're thinking
Yeah.
of folding here, you need to bet the flop. Like, it makes no sense for you to like fold this high up. You have queen high. Should be good for the most part.
Yeah, that is pretty much why I checked as well. So I don't know what happened there. I just played pretty terrible at that stage. Gotta be honest. So.
So okay. This is way too like you're dealing with a really wide pre-flop ranges. Folding backdoor, flush draw, backdoor, straight draw, then high here just seems a little bit too much. Like just raise, do something. So because I expect a lot of people to mostly like get in with ace-x, like people you're supposed to have a little ace-x, but not too much. I think jacks are just triple barrel for value. This doesn't make sense to go for a bot here. I would go with 2/3 and jam. Doesn't matter as long as you don't fold. I don't think you can double float with this. And the problem here is if you double float 9 high, you need to somehow win the bot. And by winning a bot, I don't mean like you need to hit you winning a bot when you hit the den. You need to bluff this hand as well. And it's unlikely you're gonna have a really aggressive leading strategy if you think about all the river guards. So it seems really hard for this hand to make any money once once we hit the river. Wow, Derv. Chat just hates you. You're a nit.
I hated myself. So no deal was made.
Smart, I guess. Again, I don't mind just clicking this shit. Like, let him deal with the MDF, not you. Fold? This is... Oh, wait. Fuck, I don't know. Do you have heads up sims? Is it... This is probably a champ, but
Yeah.
wouldn't shock me if this is like a limp, gets into Olympic. This might be a little too weak to limp though. I think it might be like ace 8 suited, ace 7. I don't know.
Did I limp?
No, you champed.
Okay.
Look at the guy. Guy has all the pre-flop shards and don't know what he's doing. This might be non-all-in as well. Wow, so you just went on a jamming spree, huh? I would test this guy out by betting very aggressively most flops or limp pots because people miserably fail to get to MDF on limp pots. If you play some good heads up player, yeah, don't do that. But like in general, like what's the chance he's like a good heads up player? I'm not saying he's not, but like chances are in the MTTs you're gonna play some random guys in heads up spots. So we bet call. What is MDF, minimum defending frequency? You can read about it or just Google about it if you want to learn more, or go get Jordan's Intro to Quantitative Strategy video. It is explained there as well. Isn't this a little bit too wide? I'm not sure about this. Might be fine. I don't mind betting like two half pot and like go with it, I guess. Because like if he ISOs and he has 8x or better, he's likely to like just get it in anyways. Yeah. I don't mind calling here either. You have been so passive in general. If you start raising in these spots, like even though I think you mostly should be raising, but even if you now you've been so passive and now you start raising, people tend to give credit, but like maybe I'm wrong. Well,
What a bitch.
There we go.
We got him to punt with the king 5 of diamonds.
And he gets the pair of fives, flush. Like, he definitely knows how to run better than you do.
Yeah, this 3-bet jam is so far away from what he wants to do. But yeah, at that stage, the heads up was really terrible played by me. So
Yeah, you should go through some sims.
my focus was so low as well. Like on that day, after this was like after 11 hours of grinding.
Yeah, well, often that's like another thing that often happens. Like, you are going to play for a fucking long period of times, and like on Sunday especially, if you start like 5 p.m. and you get like Sunday million final day. Well, I guess it's a due dayer now, but like often you need to play like final tables at like 12 hours into the session or something like that. So need to be ready for that. And obviously, I guess you would need one table this one, right?
Yeah, the last. No, actually not. I had another tournament after this, so I was two-tabling.
Okay, you look so fresh today. What happened? I had 2 cups of coffee and some sleep.
I don't know. It's just I just really have to study more heads up. So I got the ranges. I just have to study them now.
Yeah, heads up is like, it's not simple. Like, it is difficult one to master. I mean, there's so much stuff over there to learn.
And yeah, I blundered quite hard, so that was painful to watch. That's up. But besides that, I think.
Well, GG, you still got second.
Fine. Yeah, man. Thank you very much for reviewing this.
Yeah, no problem.